that's alright. I just wanna feel it. I just wanna feel it. I just wanna feel it. Gonna follow lights. I don't wanna see a fucking thing tonight. Wanna kick and scream and dance and fucking cry. I just wanna feel the bass, that's alright. I just wanna feel it when I follow lights. I don't wanna see a fucking thing tonight. Wanna kick and scream and dance and fucking cry. I just wanna feel the bass, that's alright. I just wanna feel it. I just wanna feel it.
Yo, yo. What's up? All right. What's happening, y'all? It is a snowy day here in Chicago once again. Okay. How's it going? Guys, hope you feel alive. Do you feel alive? I feel alive. All right. Was a good chat. You know what? I don't even think I posted the stream in the community today. So 1 second. We got New York Open here in just a sec. But in the chat, let me know what you're grateful for. Drop a trading affirmation. Drop some gratitude in there. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for this skill set. This is such an unlock in life. Absolutely mind-blowing what we're able to do here. It really doesn't feel real most of the time, being honest. It's incredible. All right. So let's get in the chat. Let me say what's up to the squad. Happy Friday. Yeah, bear down. Bear down. Morning. What's up, Patrick? Edwin, Taylor, Seth. Enjoy the coffee this morning, guys. Let's get some coffees here. What's up? Buenos dias. Just wanted to take silver buy. It's at my entry, but didn't film me. Anybody take it? We'll dive into metals here in a second. What's up, Harshi, Gallardo, Ruben? How you feeling, brother? How you doing? Fernando Bahena, what's good, man? Kazakhstan, what's up, Karen, Brandon? We got AZ in here. Evan, where are you coming from, guys? Let us know so we can get a good base on where we can host workshops this year and the years that are following. Buenos dias, everyone. Daniel, good morning. What's up, Joe? Za. Oh, we got everybody in here, man. Love the gratitude. Love the vibes. What's up, Corey, Katya, or Katia? I'm not really sure actually how your name is pronounced. Austin, Zoe, grateful for you. Grateful for you, babe. Daniel, Bernal, what's up? More opportunities to come. All right. Let's dive into the market. I'll check back in here in the chat. Hitting your 7-year anniversary as a trader, and it's been the coolest thing to grow on. Absolutely. And honestly, just sticking with something, whether you're reaping the benefits all of the time, some of the time, or it's just loading, it's about to get there. I love that for everybody. Okay. All right. So let's kick things off. Since we have New York Open, let's go and take a look at what we could see in there first, and then go from here. Before I do that real quick, let me make an adjustment here on the account. Log into this guy. Okay, and this is the one. All right, perfect. Okay. You guys will be able to see my screen here in a second. All right, here we go. Screen share. Beautiful. Okay, so indices, what is going on with these guys, right? What's going on over here? So yesterday we had, that Dow zone. Thank you so much. The Dow zone NQ that we were looking at for potential opportunities. Wanted to short Dow Jones. Maybe some of you did or didn't, kind of based on how you were approaching the market. If you kept in mind the bullishness or lack thereof of the market here, like the market was pushing pretty bullish with Dow. So if you're looking to sell here, but you are hesitating because you're like, well, NQ is kind of not anywhere near as bullish. It's actually a little bit more bearish. Then totally understand if you didn't take this. And maybe you were like, you know what, I think Dow can mitigate, but maybe NQ, since it has more momentum, we'll sell that. Anyways, NQ had more momentum to the downside, but for the sake of time, I'm not really going to focus too much on yesterday and all that. Let's just think about, okay, what's happening today. And the big thing too with Dow was the move to the upside. It was a massive move, right? This move over here is 230 points. So do we see a 230 point drop? The answer to that question is no. So Dow technically hasn't dropped all the way. So if we see Dow start to rip up again, I mean, a sell up in this zone is on the table, in my opinion. So pretty good reaction. A very good reversal too. Not the entire amount, but it got close. So I am open to sells over here. But, we had a lot of bullish price action yesterday as well. So could we be in the market for buys and for Dow Jones anywhere here? And the big movement that we got yesterday for New York Open really happens right around here. And it was just a massive push up. So there's not really a big liquidity sweep or anything like that we've seen so far here with Dow Jones. It's all the way down here, actually before New York Open. So if we get down to the smaller time frames, can we find a signature setup, a liquidity capture, an entry? And you kind of see a push here, a small little move down. The market goes up and down, so it kind of trades into here already. Not really a setup I have confidence in taking. It's a tiny push down, not a bunch of liquidity, and we kind of already came into this imbalance. So for buys with Dow, I don't really have this big picture idea. We do see a big crash down here, trading back into New York Open, and then the market has a continuation. But this is not the typical trade. But there is the enticing big sells, and the market then reverses. So I could understand why you would want to buy here, right? There's a big sell position, so smart money might want to come back and close out the sell for a buy. So I can kind of see it. Obviously, this isn't a textbook idea, so high probabilities aren't quite there, in my opinion. So I would rather find a different entry. It's like, this is more of like an order block than just a big liquidity sweep and anything like that. So I'm kind of okay with not being in the market here. And then from here, we can take a look at, okay, well, what else is happening in the market? And are there opportunities with S&P or with Nasdaq? And here is where I think things get a little interesting, because now we can start to look at Nasdaq. Does NQ leave behind any signs? And first and foremost, I want you guys to think about this. One, NQ right now is definitely more bullish. We're starting to push higher here, so there's a bit more bullish momentum with Nasdaq, and right now, for example, it just took out the London highs, so we're seeing more bullish momentum there. Great. From here, we have Dow. Now, NQ, if we look back at yesterday's price action, Nasdaq had a London low right there, a nice little sweep. So really, the market came right into these London lows right at the end of New York session, just to rip higher. Not really a lot of price action here. The big setup that I see with Nasdaq is over here, where we have a big sweep of the low and then the continuation. So that is the big idea that I see, at least with NQ, would be for the market to get back down to this zone. 15-minute would probably look a little better. And you can see the 15-minute time frame get back to Wednesday's New York session, this last little spike down before the rally. Everything else here is squeezing and balances, but not necessarily a big point of reversal for the market. So yeah, I'm open to the market here, catching something in these areas. I'd be curious to see if we get something interesting once we're trading a bit further down there. And I'll look at metals and things like that here in a second as well, guys. So that's what we got going on. All the way down to here. If we get down to here, awesome. Could see a good buy opportunity. Otherwise, we'll stay patient. But now taking a look at indices once again, Dow and Nasdaq. Dow Jones with New York Open here striking. It's getting intense, right? It's starting to absolutely obliterate all of this liquidity over here, taking out those London highs, taking out and trading now into yesterday's New York session highs. So we're clearing a bunch of liquidity off the rip here with Dow. NQ does not have that same level of intensity. NQ, yes, has taken out London session highs, but has not traded up towards those New York highs. So it's definitely lagging behind a little bit more. If you're looking at structure on your own, you see a little bit of a push up here, right there, right? Market clears the highs, starts to drop. So I'm curious. This doesn't look very super clean in my opinion. So you have a little bit of resistance. The market takes the high, drops. If you took a sell there, cool, good stuff. I want to see how this is going to compare from Dow and NQ. So look at that. Now we're already starting to see the difference. Dow sweeping the highs. So we're possibly forming shakeout setups here. I think you can see it pretty clearly. Dow sweeps the high, New York high, Tokyo high, London high, and then it's immediately coming down to the zone. And Q took out London high, traded into this lower high, and also immediately losing momentum. So I'm curious if we end up seeing some sort of positive, some sort of demand here, and then we start looking for shorts. So over here, All right. So look at how this drops now. NQ is immediately coming back up. Dow is holding up here a lot better. So look at this. So you see how this is immediately starting to fill this back up. So what I want to do here is if the market, you guys know this is the typical setup. If the market starts to create some support and then we get a push up, then I'm open to selling off and doing something there, all right? So yeah, let's see how this goes. But yeah, this is holding up decent so far. All right, we're starting to get, like, the market's actually staying here. It's maintaining. Let's look at NQ again. NQ, not so much. So look at the difference, right? Look at the difference. The difference in the market here. Dow clears liquidity. Now it's trading over here. It's chilling. NQ, a bit more volatile, right? Not holding down the same at the same level of intensity. So let's keep our eyes out on Dow Jones over here. If we start to climb up here, then, you know, I'll have an alert set right there. Solid. Okay. So far. And if it keeps breaking below, then, you know, we might just end up getting a signature mitigation setup, right? So one or the other. Okay. Meanwhile, S&P has not taken out London highs. So let's keep an eye out on this actually as well. Will we see S&P clear these highs? If we can get S&P to liquidate these highs, and honestly, like, you kind of have a nice spike up here. You could see a reversal. So S&P clearing these highs, and if that kind of lines up with our potential Dow opportunity, then, I mean, that would be like everything lining up really well. So, okay. That's indices. Let me know, what are your thoughts on indices? Drop it in the chat. I want to hear how you guys are feeling about the market here. Buenos dias, Antarctica. All right. Toronto had the same zone. Down is going for it. SS was lagging, so I didn't take the sell. Cool. All right. Let's go check out metals. Y'all down? Should we see what's good with metals over here? Okay. So, quite the move over here. A lot of price action. That's Dow. So, okay, what's Dow doing? I don't know. As soon as I'm like, yeah, let's go look at metals. All right, so Dow Jones is breaking the low now. So now it's clearing, or it's trying to clear these lows. Let's see it actually commit to breaking, giving us another structure, and then, you know, maybe we get a sell later on in the session. So this is now kind of turning into a completely different setup. I would need for this to break below and sustain lower lows, like really maintain those lower lows in order to trade this. So cool. We have, all right, so we'll come back to that later. But gold with the deep pullback. So we were trading out of the highs during Asian session. There was a sweep to the upside. The market breaks below this 5-minute low and then kind of trades down here for 4 or 5 hours until it comes way back here at towards the end of the night. Right towards the end of the night, and everything just crashes. So, you have that type of of trade over here. Maybe you guys were involved in all of this, maybe not. You have then silver as well. Let's see here. Silver as well. Kind of chopping up and down. And then I wanted to see potential buys on silver right around here. And if you notice, it kind of comes down to price action and, you know, how is it that these metals are trading. So there was a nice spike down, and then the market gets down to here with silver right around that 886, and then actually bounces. And this bounce here was about, what is this, 86, 87 ticks. The drop was a little bit less than that. So we actually got a mitigation here with silver before New York open. And then gold, on the other hand, also, right, it worked its way all the way down around the same time, crashing into these levels, just breaking this wick, staying within the structure, and then, you know, we're seeing a aggressive movement again. So gold and silver just kind of really going back and forth in this range. It's liking this like 87 to 93 range, just back and forth and back and forth. So a lot of squeezing, trading out of these extremes. And remember, when you see the market move sideways the way it does here, 13 hours or so, whenever it's a green light, this thing, it's going to break out. In this case, it broke out to the downside and ended up trading right into the previous level of support that we wanted yesterday. If you remember, we were on the stream yesterday. We wanted the buys right here. It missed us by a little bit, and then it ran. Well, this time it finally got the job done. So are there new opportunities today? Were there setups that you could have caught here? I mean, yes and no. I would say, like, if you're just trading a range, sure. Like, if you're just trading, like, the retracement and the structure, if that's, like, your basic level of trading, then, yeah, maybe you just took a pullback entry and you might have caught something. Now, I typically don't trade like that. I'm looking for specific liquidity captures. We're looking for to really understand where, one, where's the smart money, and two, what's the true trend? Where does the market really want to go? So now, just real quick, guys, Dow has broken below. So I want to see Dow maintain these lows for the time being. Dow is definitely leading to the downside. They're moving together. Dow is just more bearish. So that's kind of what we're seeing so far. So we'll come back to that later if we need to. But regarding just like the setups right now, we're definitely seeing, after we got this aggressive break below here with gold and with silver, right? Both of these, they cleared these lows. So Thursday, silver cleared Thursday's New York lows. So typically, if there's buys within the day, the stop losses go towards the previous low. So when the market breaks these lows, it clears out retail buyers. It triggers those stops, since typically the stops are going to go below here if people are buying within a range like this. So now we've seen that liquidity capture and the market's starting to go higher. So just like silver does this, so does gold. The difference is that gold, at least initially, takes a pretty good, it pumps more aggressively to the upside. So we see a much bigger move to the upside here as it tries to show us whether it's, okay, this is bullish, it's going to go for higher highs, or if it has a different intention. Now, when gold sweeps these lows, comes crashing down, and then works its way higher, we kind of see equal lows get left behind over here. Interesting. So it does make the run up faster. We see gold trade into this imbalance. There's a nice little push up here before everything drops. It looks like it kind of just sold out of here right now anyways. But yeah, we're working our way back to these highs from, London session. So there's the London session highs here. If you guys want to use the tool to see it, you can kind of understand where the market might be incentivized to go to. So gold has quite a bit of momentum to the upside right now. Quite a bit of momentum. Silver, it's starting to move up, but definitely not as fast. Silver is not pushing as aggressively. A little bit of a slower move. For example, the market right now is kind of trading into this 7 a.m. Central Time, like this big imbalance down. It's starting to fill this slowly. It's starting to work its way over there. It's struggling because of these Tokyo lows. The support of the past can function as resistance. Now these, I don't trade support and resistance for entries, but I do use them for exits, right? If this is where we typically can see a reversal, the market may struggle to push forward, then that's a great place to take your exit. So whenever you see a level of support or resistance in combination with an imbalance, those are typically good places to take some profit, especially if it's like your first area of a potential reversal. Whereas gold, on the other hand, is trading further ahead in price action. It's not trading around here in that 7 a.m. Central Time. It's up here in this imbalance. So what can we have happen? Now, silver could pick up a lot of momentum and just start ripping. Things can change. But for now, looking at, possible opportunities here, there's really not so much that I like with metals over here. There's not a ton. Like, we just kind of took a sweep here and then ran. So that's, I guess, something. But that's like 1 minute, 15-second time frame type of situations here. Silver here, not really the same. There's no really quality price action down here. But I do understand the big sweep here. So you see, like, right before New York Open, a big push down, clears out some buyers, just 30 minutes worth of buyers, and then the market rallies. So there's like a little small time frame like setup here, not one that I have enough data to take. Like, I've never been a 1 minute time frame gold trader. Indices, different story, have a lot of data. The market definitely shows proof that it respects these zones. Metals, just taking like 1 minute setups, like something like this, I don't have tons of data to prove that it's going to respect it super often. So I'm, trading lightly there. So I might just, metals might be something that just later in the day have an opportunity, or they just don't anymore. All right, so take a look at what we're seeing now, guys. One, just to give you guys a big update, the Dow drop right here was 220 points. Actually, still didn't quite mitigate. But we now see Dow Jones sweep liquidity. So it takes out the London low. It takes out the New York, not the New York low, but like one of the like structure levels. And then it kind of quickly comes back up. So possibly this might be looking for, not really. Like, it captures the low, but it clearly goes up and right back down. So I'm not looking to buy or sell anything yet. Let's see what the market wants to show us, right? Let's see what we're gonna get over here. So I'm not chasing anything here at all. Let's just see the market do its thing. With Dow, this might come right back down and keep creating bearish structure. And Q, on the other hand, starting to really give more of the lower lows here. It was very choppy, very messy over here with NASDAQ. Super just choppy consolidation, ugly price action. Do I want to get in anything here? Not yet. This is like, okay, here we go down, and then it's a wick. We go up, but it's a wick. So mainly consolidation, mainly squeezing. There's definitely a ton of liquidity. So I think a breakout is coming. But which way is it going to go yet? We shall see, folks. We shall see. So I'm not sold on anything yet. Indices. The best thing that I like to do when it's a little bit of indecision, just give the market time to show you exactly what the clear, obvious setup is, what the clear, obvious trend is. Otherwise, you might be kind of in between. And one of the feelings, like a warning sign, if you have this feeling once you get into the market, it's a sign that you didn't have clarity. You didn't quite, take your setup. So whenever you're in the market, and as soon as you're in, you're just like, you kind of feel uneasy. That's how you know you already messed up. So you want to be like, all right, yeah, I'm glad I took this risk. If I lose, I'm cool with that. If you feel like that, more than likely that you took a better setup. So let's see how that unfolds. So we have indices kind of just waiting to give us a bit more context before taking anything. Metals climbing their way up. Silver definitely lagging behind. So, it has incentive, right? There's definitely imbalance that it might want to go and take out here, but that's about it. Outside of that, looking at majors, so we can go take a look at this. After Swiss franc broke these lows and trading down here, starting to make its move back up. So, this maintains a bearish price action, very bearish. Pound here. We didn't take any buys because pound was dropping faster than other ideas, so there was no room for buy positions by any means here. And then it's just been working its way down. Not really an entry that I'm interested in over here either. The yen, we got our break down to here, which gave us a 2R, just a little short of a 2R before continuations. No setups there. CAD futures here, we saw a spike down. The market broke above this previous high for about 21 hours, and then now it traded down into this wick down here. So this was basically New York Open yesterday. The market trades above throughout New York session, Asian session, London session, and then is currently mitigating this zone right there. I don't love trading but this swept this low too. Actually, this would have been a good trade. Typically, I don't like a counter trend buy, especially if you only have like a small time frame breaker structure. But in this example, we not only break this low, but we also, this is a different session liquidity, and then we maintain here. So this was a pretty good buy setup. I just hadn't looked at it, but yeah, good trade there. NZD, so just missed the buy that I wanted here, and then it's obviously been rallying and slowly working its way towards this zone. So we had kind of like a buy or sell situation here with the majors. Australian finally worked its way into this sell zone that we were looking into. So I think that USD pairs have been pretty rangy, pretty choppy. So looking for opportunities, it was a little bit more confusing. Price action, one would be more bullish, then the other one's more bearish, back and forth. So if you committed to something, then at least the zones were solid. So for the most part, if you were looking at Australian or NZD and you just committed to something, then it's looking pretty good. The active idea that I like now is actually with NZD. We see NZD spike down, trade over to this area over here. So we fill this imbalance and then we start to go. And then now we broke above these previous 15-minute highs right here. We traded above here for all of London session. And now the market, sweeps the lows, comes up, another push down, continuation. So I could see a buying opportunity with 6N and ZD over here. And just take a look at how price action moves here relative to other things. Australian is already pushing down a lot faster. So you can see how Australian is already trading towards this order block from yesterday's New York session. NZD is not down here yet, right? Hasn't worked its way down to yesterday's New York session yet. So NZD holding up bullish structure, much better. CAD obviously rejected there. And then nothing else really has that same type of movement. Especially not a dollar, like a major US dollar pair. Swiss franc has a little drop here, but between like the common ones that are actually correlating to one another, NGD looks a bit better. If you want to keep yourself structured, composed, if you're just like, this is just too messy, it's too choppy, then don't even worry about it. Keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, now we have seen the official mitigation on the higher time frame. So this zone, this big sell that we were looking for over here, unfortunately, I didn't get tagged in up here. So this has, though, completely mitigated based on the way that we worked our way down. Massive sell. And if you miss out on a big move like this, don't trip. Don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. You can still get a setup. Market can always come back. And if it doesn't, it's all good. We still good. So you have New York Open kickoff here. One more drop. Another continuation. And then we lose all the momentum. A little, we tap into here real quick. And then we start dropping. The question is this a mitigation? Right? Is this the exchange from sellers to buyers? And I don't think so. Because we go up here. We create some resistance. So let me just zoom out. We come up to here. There's, some resistance over here. It drops one more time. And then it's this 8:31, the minute after New York Open. Here's where you get the big spike, captures liquidity, all that good stuff. That's where that starts. So the market really starts having fun over here. So especially if we can just, keep chilling over here, then we could see the sell. Maybe not even having to go this high, but trading into here, we could see a short. But we're clearly seeing bearish price action with Dow Jones. Really bearish price action also with NASDAQ. NASDAQ's now melting out of here. Just gone. Do I wish I was involved? Of course. Do I wish I got an invitation to this party? I like to make money. You guys like to make money. I didn't get the invite, though. But there's going to be more money parties. So it's going to be okay. Now what we want to keep in mind is how do we work our way back? So when price starts to settle, if it settles, how does price action, climb its way back? Can we get into a sell position here later? So you guys can see the big pump with NASDAQ was the New York Open. So you can look at the specific move here. If you want to see it clearly, you can always go back and use the replay tool. So here is the market creating resistance a minute before New York Open. You can see the clock at the bottom. Then one candle goes through. Just like that. Market dips down and then flies up here. Once that's done, we start to see everything work its way back, right? It chops up and then drops. So there's clearly movement here. And then it ranged a whole bunch. But this is where the market comes in. Honestly, we can even go to the 5 second if you want to. We see it spike down, come and create more resistance, and then only actually up here, it makes one more push before it drops. This is relatively messy price action, very choppy. But this was the last leg up before it tanks. So I'll be mindful to see what happens, how we work our way up here. Maybe it's NASDAQ, maybe it's Dow, maybe it's S&P. But what we know is everything is melting right now. And the NQ buy. So let's talk about the other side of this trade. The NQ buy is way down here, and this is from Wednesday, right? End of day, Wednesday price action. Dow Jones, on the other hand, if we're going to Wednesday, end of day price action, it's a little different, right? It's not, there is no setup here. So let's keep in mind how we get to this level. For comparison purposes, right now we're trading towards this zone that I talked about earlier. So Dow is trading towards this area. This is Thursday, so this is yesterday, right after New York open, like a last push down before it rallies crazy. That's where it is with Dow. With NASDAQ is not trading anywhere near that, right? And Q is trading here where we had end of day Thursday, last little push down before it just started to rally the rest of the day. So very different price action with NQ. NQ was trading over here earlier in the day. So this is definitely more bearish relative to price action. It's in imbalances here with NASDAQ. Dow is here. So honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we get reversals out of here. It's not like classic signature setups. It's more of like an order block if the market wanted to just reject this push down. So I'm not going to take this. But if you like trading order blocks and key levels and balances, I see it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Now here is interesting. S&P got a nice little push down before it goes up right there. Check out this guy. This was London session. A sweep and then the rally. So these are all completely different types of areas. This isn't signature entry models by any means. They're points of interest for sure. These are trades, or these are ideas where it's like logically, like if you're thinking, putting all the pieces together, it's like, okay, all three are kind of in these reversal zones. So does it kind of make sense for the market to reverse here? Sure. But do you want to trade kind of setups, right? Do you want to trade, oh yeah, maybe that could play out? Nah. So in my experience, these last 10 years or so, the good, the bad, the ugly of the journey. Right now, especially as you start to scale more and more, managing multiple seven figures, having, like my average, if I lose a trade, it's like I'm losing 7,500-ish a trade as of this week. And I don't enjoy taking setups are like, oh yeah, I can kind of see it. And so it does require saying no to just you're like, oh yeah, like these are reversal zones. If you can just stick to the best ones, the ones that like if you were to lose to, you're like, I'm cool, like I'm okay with that. It's like you almost want to think, what's the ripple effect of this trade? If I were to lose this trade, what would it do to the ones that follow? Would I be more vulnerable to just getting in again, taking another position, just kind of rationalizing another idea? Because if you say yes to a average setup, to a potential setup, you're kind of you're giving yourself permission to choose mediocre more often. You're giving yourself permission to risk your money on things that might not be worth it. And then it can just have a snowball effect of poor decision making. All right, what I haven't looked at, my bad guys, is oil. Now, before I do that, I'm looking at natural gas. I know we have some natural gas people in here. I prefer the higher time frame trades with this. It's a little too suspicious for me here. So I'm going to just not do anything there. But let's look at oil. This is what I want to look at, is oil. What's oil doing here? Oil was kind of back and forth yesterday. Didn't get triggered in there. There's definitely more contracts now with CLH than G. So, what can we do here? Well, we're not getting lower lows here. That's like it breaks below and then comes up. So we're clearly not seeing bearish structure here now that we're starting to trade higher. So I do like the possibility of buys at some point, but I just don't think we're really getting that. Like we're not getting clear setups. So when the market stops giving you clarity, you just have to be willing to step away. You have to be willing to go, you know what? All right, that's cool. Like not getting tons of clarity. Let me just, take a breather here. Let me just, cool. Like I did what I needed to do. I saw the market. Things look good. All right, we can move on. So, I think approaching it from that direction goes a long way. And remember, you're qualifying the market. Don't let the market bully you. Just something interesting here. Look at how much liquidity we have over here. Gold has so many retail sell positions over here. So I do think we're going to see a spike up here. Maybe right now, maybe later in the session. But I think we're going for a push up here to clear out all of these sellers. Right now, it honestly did a good job taking out London highs, Asian highs. So I could definitely see, even now getting a reversal maybe has some merit, but pushing upwards to here, and because this is a big squeeze, so this might just go absolutely crazy over here. Big squeeze usually mean, and this is not just like, this is the whole week. Look at this thing. Oh my God. 4 days is the end of the week. The whole week has been trading here, right? Since Sunday, before Sunday opened. And then we just have this absolute insane amount of liquidity. Mental. Absolutely mental. So I want to see the aftermath of this. Not necessarily to trade this now, but what could we see afterwards? Actually, let me take a look at this. Well, gold is pushing more bullish, so I wouldn't really want to sell anything with gold. But there might be a little short up here. But at the end of the day, silver is what's slower to go upwards. So silver might be what has the selling opportunity. So let's take a look at this, right? Does silver have maybe a short up here, this last spike up? Is there a potential idea here? And I'm going all the way to the 1 minute where the market broke the highs and then dropped, and there is a setup here. Take a look at this. You have some sideways movement, so some resistance here, some highs. You had more resistance right here. You see a spike to the upside right there. Let me look at this with, so micros and mini chart, very similar. Now the question is, did the market already trade out of here? Nope. Ooh. Huh. Got a long way to go, folks. Clearing these highs and then trading into this. Silver. I see you. Sneaky. This should be clearing out tons of retail sellers from yesterday even, and then trading up to Wednesday's end of day spike up before everything tanks here. Very interesting. Gold cleared the London highs and then starting to lose momentum. Let's see if this sticks or not. Okay. All right. What time is it? 9:10. Let's get some updates here with indices. My intuition was correct. We did bounce out of this low for Dow. And Q, not the same amount of momentum, not even close. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Dow does end up rejecting out of this zone. Fantastic. Following that, we see answer in the chat. What now, looking at the market with the perspective that you have now, with a bit more context, would you be more willing to sell Dow Jones with what information you have now, or NASDAQ? Which one looks the better suited for sells? And Q here. Here's a sweep, crashes, market's trading over here. Dow Jones, right? Big sweep up, crashes down, has bounced and is trading up here. Which one as of right now? Obviously, this can change. But if you were to make a choice now, which one would you go with? Y'all, I caught the YM buy at the open reversal sell. What a G. Good stuff, Taylor. Keep it up. Took a buy on Australian. Nice. TP hit on gold. Beautiful. Well done. There'll always be another bus. Yep. Pulling back. NAS and Q. Do you think we get another leg down for indices? It looks like it's possible. Yeah. And Q looks better because it's more bearish. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the case. It looks way better. It's holding bearish structure significantly better as of right now. Dow is more volatile for sure. So it came, flying back up really quickly. So based on this right now, it does look like NQ's got a better shot. You missed your entry on the Natcast on the 4 hour. Oh, man, those sting a little bit, huh? All right. So let me take a look at some stock stuff, some crypto stuff, and we can wrap up. Stocks, some bullishness, right? Chewy pumping today. Nothing too crazy. No like crazy returns on anything today. Yeah, everything's pretty chill. No big drops either. Not like really big things. So, yeah, pretty mellow across the board. Crypto, actually, I haven't checked at all. So, crypto. Here, some are up slightly. Bitcoin pretty much chopping up right now, back and forth. But, interesting thing here, Bitcoin just cleared liquidity and then instantly ripped back up here. So Bitcoin setups sweep the low and then now could possibly become mitigation play. So if Bitcoin breaks these highs, Bitcoin goes up to here, establishes bullish structure, then I mean, yeah, you got buys. You got buys setting up. I'd say definitely maybe we could check out US ETH as well. Similar. Yeah, there's a shot at this. Could that be hinting at indices maybe? Right, we have Dow clear all these lows, sweeps London, Asian, trades into New York session. The market here, is it going to chop up and then make another move up? Maybe. NQ trading all the way down here again. NQ shorts look much better. So I'm going to say this right now with the way the price is trading on indices, everything, there's like not a lot going on. So I don't think today's a day to like just, stay glued onto the charts. Like let the market unfold, have your alerts set, check in on it every so often. But for the most part, I'd say wait and see if NQ works its way back up. See where Dow Jones is at the time. Maybe check in with metals a little later, see if there's anything new happening there, and then that's really where I would end things up there. So yeah, fantastic, guys. Let's do this as I'm wrapping this up, and here, think about your week so far. Think about things that you might be struggling with personally as a trader, through your funded accounts, challenges, your personal live trading. If there's anything you want to kind of get some more clarity on, like this is the time. I'm more than happy to answer a couple questions here before we wrap up. I know that, for example, this week for me has been way more successful on the metals side of things. And typically actually those have all been during Asian session. So for me, this week has been, more productive there. Yesterday I was able to get some out of the indice trades, but that happened later in the day. So at least with like the typical trading hours that like the live sessions that we have here, this week has probably been the least profitable during New York open times. So it is what it is, and that's why like I just don't get too caught up in the little things and the small things. I don't get too caught up in, oh no, like the trade didn't happen right now, or when I wanted it to, or the way I wanted it to, and I'm just like, all right, cool, it's not there right now. But if other alerts get triggered, if other options happen throughout the same session or later on, I'm cool with that. Like, I'll take that. And so that's been really useful, at least for this week, has been going through that. And yeah, it's been pretty awesome. Actually, you know what? Let me double check something real quick. But I believe that, hold on, let me do one update. Let me update my accounts here. My trade copier. Let's see, it's syncing. I'll let you guys know in a second. But if this, I want to give a big shout out to Michael, syndicate member Michael Machiavelli, the boy, who has successfully gotten funded $150K. Let's go, Michael. Congratulations, man. Absolutely crushing it. We love to see it. So keep it up, man. Sweet. That was a Bitcoin alert. What was that about? Oh, that thing just dumped. Okay, cool. And Q still pushing lower. So yeah, NQ definitely making a statement. So let me see this update. 1 second, guys. Where is this thing? All right, yep, it's official. We have successfully cleared 100K so far this month. Let's see where we go. Actually, yeah. 100K profits on the month. Actually, this includes, this includes the 29th, the 30th, and all that. So technically, that's not true. Just kidding. Hold the gun. The calendar includes the 20th, the 30th, and the 31st. So I think I'm slightly under. But that's all right. We'll see when we get there. Maybe next week. Maybe today. We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, much love. I appreciate you all for hopping on with us, hanging out, contributing, being in the community, answering questions, giving feedback, dropping your charts. We're only looking to improve more and more on how we communicate with everybody and continue to provide value. Let me look at the chat here. I feel pretty confident in my analysis and entries. I struggle with the exit plan, how long to hold, where to hold, and feeling FOMO, especially when the full potential plays out. Yeah, you just want to track what you... So there's as you're building out your exit plan, if you're still building your discipline with your exit plan, then you maybe want to start with a fixed R. So which is what you're doing right now. I think you take profit at a specific amount. But as things go on, while you're doing that, cool, keep doing that. But then draw out where you would have taken profit had you, or if you would have only done it based off of the technicals, your understanding of the market. That way you start to, build up 25, 50, 100 different trades and data, and you can see how well you perceive the market, how well you're able to target, get more out of the market. So it just takes more confidence. It takes more proof, because the more proof you have, the more likely you are that you're going to follow it. So do that for now. FOMO, typically it happens when, for different reasons. It's is there financial FOMO? Is it just the trade itself? You just got to remind yourself, it's all there's always going to be more. Always going to be more. The market presents opportunities every day. So it's just that we want things to happen on our time. But that's not how this works. That ain't how this works. No, ma'am. All right, so let me look at the chat again. Wasn't the best week for me. 2 missed entries, 2 losses, 1 small win. It's okay. I mean, that's probably almost borderline break even. Another week of consistent performance with a sovereign identity and not allowing emotions to take over. Remaining neutral with a consistent anchor statement and letting my edge play out. Beautiful. I worry about disappointing your mom, but she's been supportive. Can't force results. I mean, I think you said you were like 18, 19, if I remember correctly. You are young. Like, there's no need to like build the skill. Just keep building the skill. That's the most important part right now. Everything else is like, it's extra. If it happens faster, then dude, you're way ahead. Congrats. Yeah, let's go, Michael. Killing it, bro. Gracias por todo. Hablo español, pero me ha ayudado mucho, hermano. Aquí estamos, para eso estamos. Been journaling my trades, and the one thing I struggle with is taking subpar setups when I'm bored or waiting for a long time. Yeah. Metals are going crazy. They're just tanking right now. Oh, my goodness. The plot thickens over here. If you're trading out of boredom, get some hobbies, bro. But yeah, like you're not going to get further taking more trades. Like, it's not every trade is designed. Not every time you're in the market, like that doesn't make you better, nor is that going to pay you. So if you find yourself kind of like taking random trades, it's because it's like you're not okay with the speed in which you're improving, or the speed in which you're getting paid out, which I totally get it. Like the discipline of trading, the difference between this skill being gambling and trading is that, like, it's like, are you showing up just to pull the lever on the slots? You got a problem, like that's when like, all right, I got to take a step back. I got to control myself, because I'm clearly I'm not approaching this with a plan, with a professional approach. And I know you do most of the time, but it's that sometimes that gets in the way, and that has repercussions for sure. All right, looks like gold just cleared those lows again. Did we get a shake out there? Check it out. Bro, cuando hables inglés, por favor, hazlo más lento. Acá lo estamos aprendiendo. Okay. I got you. Yeah. I will do my best to slow things down for everyone that's not a native English speaker. I got you. I will enunciate more. Yep. Girl, it's time to go outside. Yeah, you just got to go for a walk, go touch some grass, all that good stuff. But anyways, that being said, guys, take care. Much love. It's always a good time over here. Congrats to everybody making progress in their trading. If you want to get better at this faster, then go ahead and scan the QR code on the right and join us. Join the winning team here. Let's have a good time. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.